Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. We're going to start this evening inviting Pastor Mark McAdell forward from Willowview United Methodist Church to lead us in our invocation.
All right. If you would, please bow with me for prayer. Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank and praise you for the gift of life, the opportunity to serve you and others every day. On this President's Day, we're reminded of those who faithfully lead us forward. Thank you for our president and those who support him. We thank you for our governor, mayor, and our superintendent, Darrell Floyd, and all the dedicated members of our school board who volunteer their time and energy to support our school educators, staff, and students. Thanks, too, for all our parents who lend their time to support our schools and teachers, as well as their own children's academic pursuits. May our students grow in wisdom, stature, and favor with you, Almighty God, and others. Knowledge and wisdom are special gifts from you. May you help us develop them in our students, the ones you've entrusted to our care. Continue to protect and provide all we need to further godly education here in Enid and to produce lifelong learners. In the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. And with that, we will call the meeting to order with all board members present, excluding,
Janelle Huff.
Janelle Huff.
Yep,
Thank
she
you.
had a conflict today.
Completely blank. Okay, and we'll jump right into presentations. Mrs. Johnson?
Yes, our spotlight student tonight is from Taft Elementary School, and I'm going to let Mr. Rob Kappas introduce our student.
Good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have with me today Valeria Chavez Barrera. She is the daughter of Francisco and Maribel Chavez. She played girls basketball for us this year and did a fantastic job. She also likes to play soccer and make bracelets in her free time. She is most proud of the fact that she is achieving the goals that are important to her. So, that'll give you Valeria.
Taft Elementary has been a great environment ever since I have been there. Of course, with great teachers and principal make great students, which is an amazing example of Taft. What I love about Taft is that every student is assisted with any help they need, whether it is with their work, finding a book, or anything they need. Making memories at Taft is another great thing with positive and fun activities. Two of my favorite memories are track meet, which is being outside all day. My other memory is Super Kids Day. Overall, Taft is a really great school, and I am so glad to have been chosen to represent this school.
All right, thank you very much.
Would you please stand? Now would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Art.
All right, we've got a proclamation for you, and if the parents would like to get a picture, come on down. Yeah, come on down. A couple more. All right, good job. Thank you for helping us out tonight. We appreciate it.
Our secondary spotlight student is from Waller Middle School, and I'm going to let Mr. Rob Mills introduce them.
Good evening, board members, Dr. Floyd, audience. I was telling Peyton, this is Peyton Abernathy, by the way. I was telling her this is going to be the highlight of the board meeting. We always want to hear from the students from elementary to secondary. We appreciate you having us tonight. I want to introduce Peyton Abernathy. I'm going to let her speak for herself because she is more than capable. But I would say this, it's a really difficult decision picking a spotlight student. There's so many good ones, but we believe that Peyton represents herself and us well.
Hi, my name is Peyton Abernathy. I go to Waller Middle School and I'm in 8th grade. My parents' names are Jamie and Eric Sunderland. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and a little bit about my school. To start off, some activities I'm involved in at my school are Student Council, National Junior Honor Society, Honor Choir, Read Squad, Fast Pitch Softball, Girls Golf, and I'll be in the spring play we have coming up. I really enjoy being involved in my community, so I sometimes volunteer at places like For Our Kids and Enid Welcome Table, just kind of give back to the community. Some of my hobbies include doing anything creative, art, calligraphy, crocheting, anything like that. I also love being active and playing sports. One thing that I'm most proud of is becoming communication specialist in student council this year. Now that I've spoken a little bit about myself, I'm going to tell you some things about my school. One of the best and probably most important parts of our school is the teachers and staff. They're the heart of our school. They make our school a better place and a more welcoming place, especially for new students. They can just never get enough credit for all the amazing work that they do. A couple of teachers I'd like to mention in specific are Miss Logan and Dr. Lesby. They just personally make a difference in my learning, and I think they're great at what they do. Something about Waller is that there's something for everybody. Whatever your interests are, whether that be technology and programming or speech and drama, there's something for you to enjoy. Not only that, but there are different special events and activities at our school that I think make it so much more than just a learning experience. It makes school something that you can enjoy, something to really look forward to. A main thing that we have going on at Waller right now is called Live School. Basically with Live School, we have different color houses, and students are put into those different color houses. You can earn Live School points from teachers and staff, and those points go towards you and your house points. And we have a Live School store every couple of weeks to kind of spend your points, and the house with the most points at the end of the quarter gets like a reward. Just things like that, I think, add to the quality of school and make it so much more fun and exciting for everybody. A final thing that I really love about Waller is that it really prepares you well for high school and even beyond that. Some things that I've learned in my time at Waller, I will be able to use to help me achieve my ultimate goals, things like college, future jobs, careers. Overall, I think Waller does an amazing job with teaching the students well, while also giving them a fun and supportive environment. In closing, I'd just like to thank you for having me. Thank you to Dr. Floyd and all those in attendance. I'd like to thank the board for your service and your oversight of all of our schools. And thank you so much.
All right, good job, Peyton. All right, got a proclamation for you there, and anybody would like to get a picture, come on down.
we go. Yeah. All right, couple more. All right. Good job, Peyton. Thanks for coming tonight and helping us out. All right, next item up is a Read Across America Day proclamation, and I'm going to read this to everyone and then ask our board president to sign it, and then we will relegate it to a permanent part of the record of this meeting. Read Across America 2023. Whereas the citizens of Enid stand firmly committed to promoting reading as the catalyst for our students' future academic success, their preparation for America's jobs of the future, and their ability to compete in a global economy. And whereas Enid has provided significant leadership in the area of community involvement in the education of our youth, grounded in the principle that educational investment is key to the community's well-being and long-term quality of life. And whereas Read Across America, a national celebration of Dr. Seuss's birthday on March the 2nd, promotes reading and adult involvement in the education of our community students. Therefore, be it resolved that the Enid Board of Education calls on the citizens of Enid to assure that every child is in a safe place reading together with a caring adult on March 2nd, 2023. And be it further resolved that this body enthusiastically endorses Read Across America and recommits our community to engage in programs and activities to make America's children the best readers in the world. Signed by our board president, Tori Turnbow, the 20th day of February, 2023. If we could get you to sign that, ma'am, we will make it a part of the record. And I know that we'll have lots of activities throughout the school district as part of Read Across America. Thank you, ma'am. And we appreciate everyone doing their part to help us impart the love of reading to all of our students. So thank you for that. And I will turn it back over to Ms. Johnson.
And I am going to invite Mr. Craig Liddell, Enid High School principal, up to brag about some students at Enid High School that are going to be recognized tonight for academic all-state candidates, and we have a National Merit Scholarship finalist among them too. So here you go.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Good evening, Dr. Floyd, board members, audience. Good to see everyone. Guys, I'm going to give a little spiel on where we're at with Academic All-State, and then I will invite each of our awardees down at this time, or each of the candidates, so that we can recognize them, and we'll kind of group up here and we'll get a team picture, and then we're going to ask one of those to hang around, and we'll explain how she goes to a whole other level. So we have 9 Academic All-State candidates in front of us tonight, and it's a pretty special deal. When we say finalists, when it gets down to the actual crunch, there's 100 kids in the whole state. 100 of our seniors will actually receive this award. However, we've got 9 students that are in the running for this, and they're set to where that puts them in the top 7%. They earned that by having a 30 or higher on the ACT. So these students have been absolute standouts. Each and every one of them is a leader in their own way on our campus, and they've performed tremendously academically, but they've also got great stories as well. But I'm going to go through each of them one by one, and it will be relatively swift, but come on over, guys, and we'll see each of you. We'll start with Tyler Chollerton. Grace Crawford.
Not here. Okay.
Kellen Fisher. Cody Higby. Asha Kingsbury. Bo Lamoureux. Caden Lewis. Hudson Painter. Elsa Stewart. And Frankie Sutton.
All right, let's get a few pictures there. And while they're doing that, anybody like to get pictures, come on down. But students, that's a great accomplishment to be recognized in this group, and that is quite an elite group, as Mr. Liddell just talked about, statewide, so you're certainly to be commended for that. All right, we'll just pause here a minute and make sure we get all the pictures that we want. All right. A few more. All right, congratulations, students. Let's give them one more hand. All right, and Elsa's going to hang out. Okay.
I'm going to invite Miss Kimberly Stafford to come join me over here as well, because she's a huge piece of this puzzle. And I'm going to, as Miss Stafford's working her way over here, she may want to take the mic, she may hide behind me, but I'm going to kind of share a couple of things that shaped the scene. So with Elsa, as well as being Academic All-State finalist, she has also been named as a finalist for National Merit Scholarship. That's a huge deal, and let me shape that exactly what we're talking about there. So typically, over 1.5 million students in about 21,000 high schools across the country enter the National Merit Scholarship Program each year. Some 50,000 entrants qualify for program recognition, and approximately a little over 8,000 outstanding students receive scholarship for college undergrad study. The award's valued at over $35 million. In regards to Elsa, she is set to where she is now a finalist. She was taken from the semi-finalists, which was about 16,000 of that 50,000 applicants, and she is now down to the top 7,200. Still sounds like a lot of people, but when you think across our grand nation, it's pretty impressive, because we're looking at somewhere in the region of 3.9 million high school seniors will walk the stage this coming May, June, depending on where you are in the country. But that puts her at the top 0.02%. So when you look at that and the level that she's competing at and what she's done, unbelievable. And from the group who were just up here to be our valedictorian at Enid High School, she's a special young lady. And I'm going to see if Ms. Stafford wants to say anything, and Elsa, and they don't get to both hide.
I can't say enough about this young lady. We spent several hours in my office this year working on applications for this and that, and we've gotten to know one another. And I'm just so incredibly proud of everything that she's accomplished. Good job, Elsa.
Elsa Stewart, let's give her a hand. We'll say a word and then we'll get a few pictures. Anybody like to get pictures, come on down.
I'll just say a quick thank you to Ms. Stafford and Mr. Liddell. Without their help, I couldn't have done a lot of the things and had a lot of the opportunities that I've been able to have. So thank you.
Congratulations. All right, get a few pictures. All right, couple more. There you go. All right, one more. One more. Elsa, congratulations. We know you're going to go on to greatness. Congratulations.
Thank you. You're great. At this time, we'd also like to say a big special thank you to several individuals and companies and groups that have made a donation to the Enid Public Schools, to our tennis court project, and to make that a reality. I'd like to give a big special thank you to Ava Dell Hibbets for organizing and putting it all together and getting all of these fabulous people and donations together. They have raised $423,300 to make our tennis courts a reality. So we want to say a big thank you to them.
Wow, that's great.
So I'm going to recognize them. If someone, representative or they individually would come up, we have some certificates for them. No Man's Land Foods.
Nope.
Security National Bank. The Hibbets family. Luckenbill Mechanical Incorporated. PT Coupling. Weimer Brownlee, Envirotech Engineering and Consulting Incorporated, St. Matthew's Church, Henson Construction Company, Kyle and Kristen Teft, Brent and Marcy Price, Clay Hudson, Corey and Shannon Clayton, Mary and Richard Williams, Dora and Michael Baker, Clint and Casey Felix, Barry and Joanne Hibbets, and Chad and Hallie Caldwell. So I'd like to say a great big thank you from Enid Public Schools to you all for assisting us in our project.
Yeah, let's give them a great big hand, please. So as we're getting a few pictures there, I'll just say a brief word about that project. First off, Ava Dell's just done a wonderful job of organizing that effort, and this is yet another example of a private-public partnership that is going to benefit students for a good long time. So those of you that have been around a long time know that the high school tennis courts used to be over on the west side where the faculty parking is now. Not exactly sure what year those were done away with, but that high school's been through a number of renovation projects and construction projects over the years, and that was just one of the changes. So now we will see with that private-public partnership a new set of tennis courts that will benefit our students both now and well into the future on the east side of the new gym, and we're looking forward to that project breaking ground. So I want to say a great big thank you again to all of the donors, and it shows again what we can do when we all partner together for the benefit of our students. So thank you very much. All right, so those of you that are here for the recognitions, if you want to hang around, you're certainly welcome to do that. If you want to cut out, we certainly will understand.
And that takes us into audience to visitors, which we had no one sign up this evening, so moves us directly to you, Dr. Floyd, for superintendent's
All righty,
report.
thank you, ma'am. So, board members, you have several handouts there in front of you in your stack, and we're going to go through that one at a time. And first up is to hear our Personnel and Professional Development Strategic Plan Committee Chair report, and that committee is chaired by Randy Rader, Angela Rhodes, and Melissa Graddick. Mr. Rader?
So I drew the short straw and get to speak real quickly. I'm not going to insult anybody's intelligence. I know you all can read, but I'll hit the highlights of our one-pager. I will read the goal. Our goal is to commit our time and resources to the continuous opportunities for professional growth, the development and retention of highly qualified teachers, and to the focus of school safety and security training opportunities for the staff and students. Our first objective is to build staff capacity in the areas of standard alignment, student engagement, enrichment assessments, blended learning, technology integration, response to intervention, character education, diverse populations, and childhood trauma. You all know in the past we've really spent a lot of time with our grade expectations, character development, and our trauma. A couple areas of focus this next year. Really, we had a great professional development committee going prior to COVID. Like everything else, COVID kind of stopped that. We have reestablished that committee this year, sent out a survey to our teacher, or just asked those teachers that wanted to volunteer. We put that committee together, and we'll be meeting and re-establishing some of our goals for that, which are to continue to provide district-wide end-of-year professional development needs survey. We had done that in the past, but again, with COVID, kind of got off track with that. We need to reestablish that and find out the needs of our teachers and provide that. Our objective number 2 is to continue and improve support for new, alternatively trained, and emergency certified teachers. Again, not going to read all of that to you, but we do provide 2 or 3 days of training at the beginning of the year, and then monthly we ask our mentors and our teachers to go through a checklist so that we are providing that support for them. And again, that program is actually recognized by the state, and our State Department actually pushes that out. With that, another exciting thing we have is we're working really closely with the Enid Education Foundation, and we've created a path for some of our TAs and paraprofessionals that have degrees or want degrees to kind of get with NOC and Northwestern and find the quickest way that they can go ahead and finish that degree and establish that. And I believe there's some financial support there through the foundation for that as well. So we're real excited about that. That's just getting started, but I think that's going to be a very beneficial program. Objective number 3 is to strive to meet all the accreditation standards for school staffing at all levels. Areas of special focus are library media specialists, counselors, and classroom teachers to meet class size recommendations. I will tell you that we do meet all of the accreditation standards. We do have a couple waivers in some areas, but that is not due to us not trying to fill those positions. We really want to be fully staffed and everything. It's just a matter of finding the individuals. So again, and I think the area that mainly is in is library media right now. That's just a hard position to fill. We have a couple elementaries that are still sharing library media teachers or fully staffed with a library media assistant. We do have the waivers, but again, as we hire this year, we will be looking to fill those positions with certified personnel if we can. And objective 4, this is the one I really want to kind of focus on, provide ongoing and annual school safety training. I will read this one to you because I think it's important. We do currently have a full EPS police force. The state mandates 24 hours of law enforcement training. However, I've listed just a few of the ones that our officers have gone to this year, and if you'll look at the numbers in parentheses out beside that, you'll see that they've more than met the 25 hours. They've all attended the active shooter hostage-based scenes training, which is 16 hours. The FLETC active shooter threat training program, 16 hours. I don't know what that acronym stands for. I apologize. But I only had one page, so I couldn't type it all out. The standardized field sobriety tests and drug identification training, you'll see that's 32 hours. And then we have individual officers who have all completed additional training as well. Some of them have an interest in the DARE program, and Officer Rios has gone to that. And so all of them have picked other training that they go to, and they will continue to go to that training. We do have the implementation of our InformaCast, which I think most of you are familiar with, but that's a site security system that notifies emergency management throughout the city if there is an issue in one of our schools. That's a great system. Had a few bugs we've had to work out, but anytime there's technology, we know we have to do that. But our IT department's done a great job of staying on top of that. And then just a couple other things. Over the last several years, that when you have substitutes in the building, making sure that those classrooms stay secured. We've issued keys to the buildings that they check out to our subs so that they can also secure those classrooms, because we know a locked door is the main thing that we need to do in a classroom. They check that in and out throughout the day, or at the beginning of the day, and then again they check it back in. So our subs are secured and our children are secured in those buildings. We've upgraded our AEDs this year, and then also one of the things that we've worked with all of our emergency services is they've been given access to outside doors, which it seems like a no-brainer that they would have that, but it hadn't happened in the past, and we have learned that that's something that they need to have access to because there might not be an administrator right there able to do it. So that's kind of the highlights of what we've done with our personnel and professional development. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to let Angela answer those.
Well, we appreciate you guys putting time, effort, and energy into that particular strategic plan goal, and obviously there's nothing more important than the safety and security of our students, so appreciate you going through that and showing the evidence that of the training that our folks have gone through to that as well. Any questions from board members? All right, thank you, Randy.
Thank you.
Next is an enrollment report, and we are currently, as of February the 15th anyway, at 7,669. and that is 41 students less than a month ago when we gave you that report. So 7669 is where we currently stand. Next item at your place, board members, is a list of important dates for Enid High School's senior events for the class of 2023. Thought this might be good for you to have so you can go ahead and put these dates on your calendar. Not that you'll probably attend all of them, but you can pick and choose which one you want to attend, if any. But prom will be held this year on April 22nd, 8 p.m. at 81 Ranch. May Fete, May 3rd, 6 p.m. at Government Springs Park. Lincoln Appreciation Night is May 11th, 6 p.m. at the high school auditorium. Baccalaureate services, we don't actually run that, but we rotate the churches that do run that baccalaureate services, but we do provide the facility. So that will be held on Sunday, May 14th, 6 p.m. Enid High School Auditorium. Senior Awards Night will be Tuesday, May 16th, 6 p.m. at the high school gym. And then Senior Class Day will be May the 18th. That's on a Thursday at 2 p.m. at the Enid High School Auditorium. And then down there at the bottom, we have 3 different options for graduation depending on whether or not we get rained out or not. So first option is Friday, May 19th, 7:30 p.m. at Selby Stadium, outdoors. If, in fact, we get rained out for that one, then we come back and try to get it in the next day at 10 a.m. outside at D. Bruce Selby Stadium on May 20th. And if both of those get rained out, well, then we go indoors to the Chisholm Trail Expo Center that same night, Saturday, May 20th at 7:30 p.m. So I just wanted to provide you with those dates. Appreciate Ms. Rhodes and Mr. Liddell and others getting that list together for us so everybody knows what to plan ahead for. Wanted to mention Ignite the Night. Some people call it Night to Shine or Night to Unite program. It used to be, Tim Tebow's the one that helped get that started. It used to be called Night to Shine, I think, and they had to change the name because of some legality, but that's the reason they changed the name. But same event, and it's for special needs students and adults, held at Oakwood Christian Church, and we did that on February the 10th, Friday, February 20th. Just a fabulous program, and it's wonderful to see those students and adults both with special needs and get all dressed up and enjoy their night out. So great event. Appreciate everybody that had a hand in that. Enid High School, since we have our new competition gym, is continuing to host OSSAA events, and as evidenced by that, again, we hosted the dual state wrestling tournament recently. That is such a big event that we actually do that at the Stride Center, but we are the host school for that. We did that on February 10th and 11th, and then at our competition gym, we will host the 2A regional basketball tournament coming up on February 23rd, 24th, and 25th, and then turn around and host the 3A area basketball tournament March 2nd through the 4th. So appreciate Coach Tips and everyone else that has a hand in showcasing our facility. They always like to have those events at some of the nicer facilities around the state. So appreciate Coach Tips organizing all that for us. The next handout you have at your place, board members, is a mock-up of what our newly donated Enid High School activities trailer will look like. Again, we recognized Emmerich's Van and Storage last month for their donation of this trailer, and I wanted to let you know what that's going to look like. We don't have it ready yet, but you see the side panels that'll be wrapped in our Enid High School logos, and it'll say Live the Creed underneath there, and then over there on the upper right-hand corner you can see what the back of the trailer will look like with our Power E on it, and then the side door will have our stripes on it as well with the Power E as well. So again, we are certainly appreciative of Emmerich's for that donation, and the band, Big Blue Band, really wanted band on there, but that's not the only organization that will be using that trailer, so we just made it generic. But appreciate everybody that had a hand in that, and do we know when we expect that to be ready? Any idea?
We just got the final price from the company, and I'm hoping it's ready by June is the plan. So,
good.
Yep.
All right, next handout is the Little Mermaid musical handout, and we've already started those performances on the 17th and 18th, and just got tremendous feedback on how wonderful it is, and we've got additional performances coming up this week for elementary students throughout the district, and then for the general public again on the 24th and 25th, which that will be Friday and Saturday of this week, 7 p.m. For the 24th and 25th, and 26th at 2:30 p.m. Did I get all that right? Yeah, 26th is 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. So I appreciate the Johnson brothers and Miss Uthier and a whole bunch of other folks that have put a lot of time, effort, and energy into that. And it's a great opportunity for our students in theater and music to get to showcase their talents, but it's also a great opportunity for our younger ones to see the older ones in action, and we appreciate everybody that had a hand in putting that together, including the Johnson brothers. Alrighty, so that's that, and encourage everyone to try to make one of those performances if you can. Our first Enid area EPS legislative Zoom meeting, where we invite our legislators to share upcoming legislation and other information with us. That comes up this Friday, February 24th at 7:30 a.m. And then we do have an action item here listed under my report, and that's discussion and possible action to approve calling a special board meeting on Thursday, March the 30th at 12 p.m. noon, and that'll just have one item on it, probably. It'll be a short meeting. That is specifically to sell bonds that we have to do periodically. So that is an action item, and we would recommend approval.
So moved.
Motion by Matt Sampson, second by Joe Blackwood. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And the motion carries.
That should be a pretty short meeting, but we've got to go through all the legalities here, and then later on we have a couple of items that address that as well to make us all legal for that. And then lastly, Enid High School and Coach Tips has put together the first annual Athletics Leadership Summit that will be held on April the 1st, and I'm going to invite Billy to come up and share a little information with the board about how that came about and what we hope to accomplish with that summit.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You know, in all the talk with the different things in our society and the way it's going, we felt that there was a need for leadership-specific training across athletics. So we wanted to provide a training opportunity here at Enid High School. So many times we have to go to the city or to Tulsa. So we want to try to provide that here at Enid High School. It's a one-day summit open to anyone that works in education-based athletics. Topics will vary, but all will be rooted in leadership. For example, servant leadership, mentoring program leaders. We really hope that this event helps unite coaches, administrators, and other leaders in education-based athletics from across the state and beyond. We have an excellent lineup of speakers. BSN has provided a couple of speakers to us. Eddie Slowakowski has spoke here before. He spoke to our kids with really good reviews, and he has another one for adults, and so we're really excited for him. And Shay Sills, he's going to be another speaker, but we have Jason Kohler, and we have our own Craig Liddell as a speaker, and we have Kenny Mossman, used to be an athletics director at OU, an associate athletic director there, and has other great accomplishments. But we really feel like it's going to be a real good event. You know, we want to just provide those values that hopefully they can take back and help our other student athletes and administrators and leaders throughout the state.
And have you opened that up to invitations to all the surrounding folks as well?
Yes, we've sent it out, and then we're going to we've sent it out. We've just basically just announced it on all of our social media, stuff like that. But as we get closer, we will start to reach out personally. We had the whole state ADs, about 100 ADs, met in Oklahoma City on Thursday, and Lindsay was at that meeting, and she stood up and talked about it there. So hopefully we'll get some good response, and we'll have several leaders across the state that come up and see it.
Good. I think that'll be great. I appreciate you putting that together for us. Any questions from board members? So is this Liddell over here on the right screaming and hollering at a soccer game? Okay.
We can ask you if we could have different, we just use that one.
All right, I think that'll be a great program. Appreciate you putting that together. And I believe that is the extent of my superintendent report.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. That takes us to item 4, regular business, and item 4A, 1 through 9. I would entertain a motion to approve the general consent items. Motion by Matt Sampson, second by Chad. Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Item 4B, discussion and possible action to approve the district financial report for January 2023. Dr. Robinson?
Board members, you have a handout there in front of you.
All right, once again, finances are in really good shape. Something I want to just bring to attention is one of the board policies that we just approved had to do with fund balance, which has been asked of me, and so that's taking us from 14% to 17% in carryover. And I don't think that's going to be too impactful to our district. I think we're well under that amount. It looks like we're going to still have a very hefty carryover this year, but we are sitting at about $4 million in one-time expenditures. Again, almost solely related to our ESSER 3 funds or the COVID funds that we've been receiving. And so while we look at our obligations and encumbrances at $71.4 million, you could really take about $4 million off of that, and that's truly where we're operating at on a normal, regular basis. But a lot of our projects, a lot of things we've done, like for instance, the truck and trailer, that's a one-time expenditure is kind of part of that. And those are things that we need to get done while we have the funding to do that, because we don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of years. So while we have the funds, let's do some really good things for students with those funds that we have available. So again, collections are looking really good. We're in a good place on encumbrances, in my opinion. We're all going down the right pathway. So just need a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Matt Lohman, second by Joe Blackwood. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. Item 4C, resolution number 672, board to consider and act on a resolution determining the maturities of and setting a date, time, and place for the sale of the $9,645,000 general obligation combined purpose bonds of the school district. Dr. Robinson.
So you guys already took care of part of this. You set a board meeting on March 30th for that. This is the actual resolution. That's the legal document that will go before the Attorney General's office that confirms that we are able to do that as a school district, because it has taxing implications for our school district. However, we have been slightly reducing that tax burden on our stakeholders because ad valorem, our property valuations are continuing to go up. So even though it's a small decrease, we're going to have this bond sale that was part of the 2010 and 2016 bond package that were passed, and this is our 2-year repayment of this $9.6 million. So while we had a $100 million bond sale or $90 million bond sale in 2016, we're repaying that back in 2-year bond sale increments, and this is one of those that we will continue all the way through 2031. So just need a motion to approve this resolution.
Motion by Joe Blackwood.
Second.
Second by Chad Mance. Any discussion?
I have a question or just
Yes.
a comment. I saw something I thought that said 11:30 instead of 12 noon on one of these documents.
For the March 30th?
Yeah, I'll give you what that is.
Okay.
The meeting is at noon. They will actually accept the bids at 11:30, and that is part of the resolution, and that doesn't have to be done with you present. Our finance advisor will take that for us.
So we'll start the bid opening at 11:30, and we'll be there along with the council. And I mean, you're welcome to come early if you want to, but the meeting that you guys will take. Yeah, good. Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up. The action part of the meeting will be taking those bids. The council will take those bids and make a recommendation to you guys at that noon board meeting. So good point. Thanks.
Yeah, and Randy, just so you know, it's this bid, because I know this is kind of new on your part of it, but maybe new to some others, is those bids come in, and he he is not going to accept those until the 12 o'clock meeting. He just wants to have them ready to present to us, so he needs that 30 minutes to kind of get that document together and show it to us. So,
Any other questions?
Very good one, though. Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Item 4D, consider and approve an agreement for bond counsel services with Floyd and Driver PLLC Attorneys at Law.
No relation.
I mean, you say it every time.
Say that every year. Yes, I
But
do.
is
I just
Driver
want it.
new?
I want it to be said for the record.
It
No
used
relation.
to be Floyd and Driver.
It did
Yep.
not. It used
They
to
got
be
a new
Floyd
partner.
Law Firm.
Yeah.
This year it has changed names.
Okay.
Still the same Floyd, though.
But
Yes,
not related.
but
No
not
relation.
to Dr.
No related.
Carol Floyd.
Still no relation.
So these are the guys that will just keep us legal in this bond sale. They're all behind the scenes. We won't see them. They sign off on all the documents for the AG's office. It's just part of the process, and they'll send us a small little bill for their services later on. And so basically, you're approving us to do business with them, representing the district in this bond sale.
Motion by, was that Matt Lohman? Okay, and second by Joe. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And the motion carries. Moves us to item 5, new business, which we have no new business that has come.
Nope.
So item 6, reports, items of information, board comments and/or questions. Colonel Miller, do you have anything for us?
Nothing this month, thank you.
All right, thank you. Any board members? Okay, thank you. Item 7, next regular meeting is scheduled for March 27th at 6 p.m. in the Administrative Services Center Boardroom, 500 South Independence, Enid, Oklahoma.
Just want to remind everybody that that's the fourth Monday of the month instead of the third, and that's due to spring break.
Thank you. Item 8, discussion and possible action to approve a proposed executive session to discuss the proposed termination of Jennifer Garris, discuss the employment of those individuals and/or positions listed on the attached Exhibit A and Exhibit B, possible purchase or appraisal of real property, and pending or possible litigation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Oh, motion by Matt Sampson, second by Joe Blackwood. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So we are going to executive session. Thank you.